I'm like barely here.
Kilimanjaro podcast.
This was bare weird now.
Yeah, this is very weird, isn't it? But,
You know, sitting on the fucking washing machine.
It's calm. My leg will be in it.
And for those who are wondering, yes, I am a size 10.5. Big boost.
When no one wondering that shit.
This isn't personal PR.
All I'm saying is someone's WCW is wondering, so that's all I'm saying. I guess like that.
Or Portugal.
Why is it someone else's as well?
Huh?
In Portugal, yeah.
Portugal.
What for them Scouse boys?
What happened in Portugal though?
Hey, oof. Listen, I can't lie, it was a bit of a sticky one.
Let's not even go there right now.
Encrypt the message for us.
Wow.
Or decrypt the message. Whatever you want to do. It depends if you want to tell.
I meant to decrypt it, you know. Alright, cool. So basically, went to Portugal, innit, for the just went to Portugal, innit. Yeah. So the first night, fuck, you know, I got chased by flags, innit. And what the maddest thing is, I didn't even do anything. I literally and I didn't even have bud on me. Nothing.
That's mad.
Like, I just got chased.
Oh, what a surprise! People stereotyped you. Oh shit.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. To be fair, considering the outfit that I was wearing on that day, and on top of that, I was in the capital area where I can't lie.
We wearing some like fresh clothing or something.
Nah, there were basically too many like Angolans and Mozambique guys that were shotting in it. So
No, them Mozambique guys are crazy. I never met one, but
no, it wasn't even that. It was mostly for the fact that them man there in the center were wearing bucket hats, and I was also wearing that as well.
Man accidentally with everything that shot as a
basically, they just chased man, didn't it? But jumped over the construction field fence or whatever.
So you wear one bucket hat and you become a plug. That's it. Just one bucket hat away. You're always one bucket hat away.
You're calling me a plug, I'm saying someone's myth. That's all I'm saying.
Was that in Portugal,
Yeah, basically.
Bro, when I went to Portugal, I jumped on we went to the coast and I was on the boat,
yeah.
Tell me why the geezer on the boat, I was chatting to him, I was driving the boat, driving the boat. I was like, where you from and that? He goes, yeah. And I was telling him where I was from. And he goes, I'll show you from Brum. I went to uni in Brum. This geezer from Portugal went uni in Brum, bro. And then he goes, on this boat. He goes,
but you know what? Yeah, the University of Birmingham is kind of prestigious, low key.
Nah, it is.
I don't know why.
The uni of Brum.
How come man say you don't know why?
Listen, I'm actually going to Birmingham on Saturday, so I don't know why I'm cussing it.
You sound excited as well.
I'm excited.
Nah,
my people there. Anyways, we got a special guest today, innit? If you didn't already know, this is Jazz, innit? Do you know who that is, though?
Who that?
I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is, bro?
But Jazz the kid. At Jazz _ the kid on Insta.
Why are you already plugging, bro? Like,
he's plugging.
About the plug. Listen, I'm about what plug? I'm the conductor.
Come on.
Yo, you're not allowed to talk about plugs anymore, bro.
Or plugging.
But yeah, who are you anyway, bro? For the people who don't know you, innit? Obviously,
my name is Jazz the Kid.
Yeah.
From Birmingham, artist, rapper.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about Birmingham before.
And I make music.
Boom sides.
And that's what's
boom.
Yeah, boom sides.
Yeah.
And man, I'm gonna hear man soon, innit? So that's it. That's all you need to know. So look out.
Yeah.
Come on. And who are you again?
Who am I?
That's my guy. Shout out to Malik though for putting this together, because if it weren't for man being the glue, then the connections make connections, and
I told you, like, conductor, by
that's what we're gonna be talking about a lot today, and it's like connections and that.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's what you found from coming from Birmingham to here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we were saying before, that like coming from Brum, like I appreciate that you like probably don't appreciate growing up in London, innit? Because
of course, because it's like
you can make
destigmatized from it, innit?
I feel like you definitely are. And so I've made 10 times the connections I have just from being here for 2 months, and hopefully make a lot more, bro. I feel like that's how all this shit works. Like, you know someone that works here, or you know someone that has done this here and can help you out and kind of just level up each time, and that's
Yeah, man. Like, obviously, some people get that from their families and that, innit? Like, they get those like neat connections straight away, And like technically speaking, we look down at those people, right? Because obviously they kind of had it handed to them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everyone works, innit? And if
Yeah.
you're successful, then you've worked and you've managed your money effectively, etc., etc.
Right. I feel like.
But like for us, it's like obviously that uphill climb, and like as human beings, that's what we were bred to do, innit? Is that find an uphill climb and then find another one.
Definitely. I feel like who you know puts you on. And then,
no matter what.
And then what you know will determine how long you kind of stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a mantra. Yeah.
I bet you get that tied.
You're that tired.
Get that tired.
On
On the back of the head.
No. In the front. You
Yeah.
have to let them know you're a serious candidate.
Man said album cover. You know,
What?
right?
Forget even an album cover, because that's the poster for your missus to watch. Basically.
Come on.
Why are you talking about everyone's missus? Right?
I don't know. I'm
Why
just,
you just have to add everyone like that?
listen, I am the act by force. What?
There's some insecure guy out there who's actually scared that you're gonna take his missus.
Well, guess what? If
Just say that, brother.
No. If he's already scared, then it's too late.
It is actually too late. Don't do that, bro. Like that's sad, bro. Anyways, yeah. So obviously you make music, innit?
I do, sir. I do.
Yeah.
And make music, write music, create music, and hopefully I do a bit of acting as well on the side.
Yeah.
My boy, shout out Max. Max Tolwyn. You might, if you don't know his name, you definitely seen his face on TikTok. Everything. He's at the BBC right now, and he's junior presenter, soon to be a real presenter. And we're gonna get films cracking as well, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
that's part of WMG. That's my clique as well from Brom as well.
Yeah.
So WMG, making films, making music, making art, man. You know, like that. Elite those. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
WMG, you know.
So like I've seen a lot of people kind of do these like creative agencies very recently, innit? And it's like, you know, people with big cliques, etc., etc. They're all like kind of playing a part. Is that kind of how it is?
A big, not
like.
really.
Do you feel like that's kind of like your fuel to like keep on creating shit or not?
Yeah, in a way. I was doing it way before though. Like WMG is not really like an artistic thing. It was just people that I came up with
like-minded people young. Kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely from young, and it's a collective. It's a collective of artistic people, as you said, but like people that just happen to be from the same areas, man, same cities, man, and it is a motivation in a way, but there's always motivation in it. There has to be why you're doing it, sort of thing. But that's definitely a thing. What about you guys? Because I know, like, how did you guys meet? I don't know if you spoke about this.
Mainly through school.
Yeah.
Went to the same secondary school.
So it was we're not even gonna say where it is actually.
Yeah.
Because I do love baiting it out, low key, but we edit that out anyways. But yeah, it's in Northwest London basically.
And picket fields.
Yeah, man, we actually picked a fight on each other, you know.
And
that kind of like made the friendship happen, if that makes sense. Like we were kind of just like fucking around in maths class, innit? We're like throwing chairs at each other and shit. Because like I don't know, people were just being rowdy, innit? Like we were kids with testosterone and shit.
No, I'm sorry. Wait. Pause. You lot are not gonna pass that like it's cash. Who the fuck throws chairs at one another? What?
Yeah, but like you know what it was. You know what it was because like we also did drama, innit? We also did drama, so it wasn't really like a chair throwing thing like at each other. Like we weren't trying to throw at each other's face because obviously you know someone's gonna die like that, innit? But like we were kind of like throwing it around and causing havoc.
You know, one of the teachers threw a chair. Remember?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna say the name of the thing, but
Why are you trying to be able now as well? That's what you do all the time. I tried to tell you, don't do this shit, bro. We're gonna get in trouble. We're literally gonna get in trouble.
In my school,
don't even piss me off. Listen,
I throw shit at students. Bro, it's so funny.
Listen, don't even let me talk about baiting up teachers. I got opposite from sixth form. That if you know what sixth form I went to, you know I'm talking about all of you. Who wants me? If I see you on the road, it's peak for all of you.
Why? Explain that. You can't just like say that. You can't do the tapping thing and not tell us a story. That doesn't make sense.
Should I tell you a real story of when I actually confronted a teacher outside of school? Bro, this guy. Hold on. This teacher.
Come on.
I'm not gonna put his name out there, no, but
fuck! Not again.
And bro, so I didn't even have this teacher for no classes, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But like he acted like he tried to act like he was my dad or something. Like always trying because I was fucking around a lot, innit? So he'd always try and do this and that. But in the end, I think he just got frustrated, man, and was just bare forceful and weird for no reason. Like he was like, don't do this and don't do that, and you gotta do this and you gotta do that. So you know, at that age, you just want to rebel and you don't care about any of that. And then in the end, he was just do stupid shit. Like I'd be whispering or talking in a fucking class or something, and he'd take me out and try to get me kicked out of school, just like that, innit? So I'm like, you're beefing, man. Like you're beefing a kid, like he's an adult, innit? Yeah. I don't fuck with that. So imagine I saw him about 2 years ago now, in a park walking his dog
with a beard as well.
I was like,
in a park walking his dog. Man's like gym and shit.
Show the dog.
He's like, okay, this is showdown time.
I was like, what do I do in this situation? Yeah. What do I do? Because this geezer legit, like I actually don't like this guy outside of school and all these years later. So I was like, yo, Mr. Whatever. He was like, oh, hi, da 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 da. And I go, yo, remember when you said I would never be shit? Remember when, because that literally happened, he was like, remember when you said I'd never be shit? Remember when you said my mom would be disappointed, man? Remember when I said I'd die? Think about this moment in school. I go, boom, I've done this, bang. All of these mad achievements that he said I'd never do. And I walked up in it, that's it, bro. And he just left him standing there, bro. I look back and he was just standing there like that.
That's the best feeling, you know?
No, like that. Top tier. I was just like, I can't even get away with that. Like that.
Man said when he went back, next thing you know, you look back, you see the dog with the leash.
No.
Nah, but it's true though, because I came up with a lot of kind of like high flyers in it. But when you come from a place, people don't expect you to be like that, do you know what I mean? They just expect you to, if you act in that a certain way, because we did fuck about, and we did like get kicked out of school or whatever, but like they don't expect you to have the brain, to have your head on your shoulders to make a life outside of that, innit? And we did, and we're still doing that, so I think it's important to kind of emphasize that to people that may fuck around and make mistakes in school, innit? But yeah,
that's actually that lit and inspiring.
Funny,
It's funny. I can't lie, because I can't.
Nah, full circles are so fucking lit, bro. Sometimes, especially when you get to humble someone who fucked your head. And you know what though, low key, I feel like didn't that provoke you to become X?
That's what gives you motivation. When we talk about motivation, that's the type of shit that gives you.
It's like a little pill of motivation, isn't it?
It is.
It's like a little hit.
It is definitely. Yeah. I was thinking that because I was thinking you always have, so in my case, like, you always have a need to perform in it or be creative and perform. You have that in it, you do, but sometimes you need like competition, you need stimulus, or you need challenges to get yourself.
That's what happened back in the day, innit? You know what I mean? There was always challenges, there was always fights, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Before you had to fight for a girl, innit?
Definitely.
So,
I don't know about that.
Now we didn't do it. I'm saying before our time, innit?
Right.
Obviously, if you fight for a girl right now, you're a bitch, innit? Loki. But, no, but you are, though, innit?
No, I agree.
Like, and I'm not saying I haven't done it, but that's what is good about advice, innit? Like, people's advice is low-key from their scars, innit? And they're trying to make you avoid that shit.
No, I hear that. No,
completely. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Listen, to end your own suffering, you must end the suffering of others. Because everyone's suffering.
Man like philosopher, like, you know?
Underground
Come through, bro.
Don't ever let me jump on Avatar, listen.
Nah, it's true though.
You could draw up the next Avatar if you wanted to.
What? Listen, they don't want to see me embed the things like, I'll embed my stuff.
Nah, it's true though, on the topic of advice, innit? Like,
Avatar when I bend it, you know? That's crazy.
Do you think like advice would just be like, I've heard people say that advice is just a reflection of the person, innit? And it's not, and it's only as real as kind of if the person thinks it's real, innit? Because it's their reality that they're advising you against, innit? So it's important to kind of listen to people that have been through a lot, mostly older people, innit? Like wiser. That's why old people are so wise, I feel like.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like the fact that we relate wiseness, I guess the term wise to age is kind of a little bit miscued, because the thing is, you can be, especially nowadays, depending on what type of living situation you're in, you can be young and wise.
Most definitely,
yeah. You can experience quite a bit of life in a short period of time.
It just depends on what respect you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about, I don't know, someone who's been through a lot of hardship and stuff like that, and they're really young, they're obviously going to be way more wise than someone who's just had everything handed to them. They're kind of just like sitting at their desk job, innit?
Right. Exactly.
But you could speak generally and say that most of the time, old people are wiser. Yeah. And the reasons why is the reasons that you found out in your life.
Yeah.
You know?
To an extent, yeah.
You're right though. You are right. Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. Obviously, it's misconstrued.
Like, don't get me twisted. I'm not saying that don't respect your elders and all that. Like to an extent.
Yeah, some elders don't respect. Yeah. And you have to find out yourself.
Yeah, some elders can be dickheads.
No. Listen. If I start sending shots for certain uncles, it's done.
Bro, literally. But you know what? It's like, you know those like grumpy uncles who just like kind of tell you off for every like wrong misstep, etc. Like those are the people who have the most advice to give because they fucked up so much that they're in that position to just be telling the kid to not do this and
but then again, do you listen to them because they fucked up so much? Like, you could look at them and be like, if they're coming from a perspective of I've done this and this, so you wouldn't do this and this.
Yeah.
Like, or if they come, do you know what I mean?
And that's like kind of like your teacher. That's why I was relating it back.
Yeah. I feel like, but that's the thing. I only
kind of agree in it.
Like because let me give you a quick example. Like if a family member said, "Yo, you can't create a podcast, bro." Yeah. Because listen, I tried to do creative shit when I was younger, and it's not gonna work out for you, and you should just leave it.
Which is basically what happened, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, there you go. Then. Did you listen to them? Did you listen to them?
No, obviously not.
There you go, though. So is it?
Because I had like a rebelling muscle from a kid, innit?
Well, there you go. But I'm sure the people.
And sometimes it came in handy, innit? So
yeah.
Sometimes when I rebelled, it favored me, so I continued doing it.
Right, exactly.
You know,
that's the point.
And if it didn't, then maybe I'd stop rebelling.
I feel like that's the point. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So why haven't you stopped rebelling?
Why haven't I stopped rebelling? Some would say Some would say I have.
Yeah.
You know, like that flipping.
Yeah, in some ways, obviously, right?
Yeah, in some ways.
Like sometimes, like I think people just locate their comfort zones, innit? Like they have certain comfort zones that they need in order to continue living.
Yeah.
And there'll be other things that you need to like not be in your comfort zone for. Otherwise you won't grow, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like for some, like in various times in my life it was a girlfriend, innit?
That was your comfort zone?
Yeah, that was my comfort zone.
Okay.
It isn't anymore. Okay. But that used to be like a real solid comfort zone that used to feel like it's necessary.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like...
But when you evolve, like obviously, you know, you switch over some things.
Yeah, I feel like the comfort zone is a weird one because you always wanna go to the uncomfortable zone and make it your comfort zone in order to grow. I feel like that is how you grow. Yeah, but that's like all we hear on podcasts, isn't it? I wanna know the flip side for you. Like, how do you see it? Like, do you see benefit in having some comfort zones?
Wait, so you basically say, okay. So you basically,
do you know what I mean? I'm flipping the whole shit.
Is there a time when it's going to be necessary or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is there a time that's going to be necessary?
It's a difficult one.
Because we always hear, you have to be uncomfortable to grow.
Oh, really? You know? Is that the thing?
That's what everyone says.
I don't watch a lot of podcasts and that, so I don't know the kind of trend.
It's not even on podcasts. It's just like media generally.
Is that the thing?
No.
It's mostly like a lot of like self-help shit, really, personal development stuff.
See,
and a lot of people lean on that shit because they're on social media, isn't it?
Listen, I think that's a whole like can of worms. Like people are people, and people are so complex. They live such different lives that you can't have it as one rule for everyone. I don't think. Yeah. If you want to create art, you could be your most comfortable sitting at 3 PM in your pants making art, bro. Do you know like that?
Yeah. And most people do that who make art.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there in their room, bro, waiting for inspiration. It comes and then they use it.
I wouldn't say that.
I was basically me from 15 all the way up to, well, now in my grown-up age.
Yeah.
But then that's your comfort zone, and maybe that makes the best art for you. Maybe going and having whatever you do to make money, like, is counterproductive to that art. So what do you determine as growing, and what do you determine as, you know, moving forward?
Yeah.
Like it's a difficult one in the end because there is no one rule for everyone.
Yeah. Like, do you know some people who have a 9-to-5 job, for example, and because that's their comfort zone, because they're being given a check every month, blah blah blah, and it's like kind of easy. Do you feel like in order to live a cool life, because that's what everyone wants to do because of social media and that cool, you know what I mean? I said it like that deliberately. Yeah, right? In order to like be one of the cool kids, you see I'm doing it again, right? It's they need to risk their relationships and stuff like that, like stuff around the 9-to-5 stuff, just to be exciting.
It depends, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Like I know people like that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if you want,
like people like that exist. What do you mean? Expand on that.
It's bullshit, bro. So you can't argue that, but it's bullshit.
No, I'm just saying, if you want to expand your life, or something, or you want to venture into something new, you want to try something different, then of course you're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone. Innit? You're gonna have to stop, stop limiting yourself. But I feel like there's a case where you're saying the comfort zone's good. Basically, so I saw some. I forgot what book it was. I think it was one of Mark Manson's, you know. But he was talking about this example of someone who, you know, the Beatles. Yeah. I think it was.
I know the Beatles.
Alright, sorry. Alright.
Oh, that man.
Oh, them man there, them old man there.
Yeah. It's basically saying about
old men are not wise.
one of the so the drama before, not the one that you know. Yeah. But when they was starting out, he basically got got rejected, didn't it? Yeah. I think there was two instances where it's like that. But then apparently they interviewed him now. Yeah. Or modern day, they asked him how he's doing, and he was saying that he's actually doing alright. Yeah. He's got a family. Oh. Yeah, he's got a family and he has loads of kids around him. He's like a granddad and that. Oh, yeah. I love that. Oh, yeah. And he's saying he's the most fulfilled. He feels the most fulfilled. He feels happy now.
Oh, I love that. They were expecting him to be like, I wish I was in the video. And man was like, yo, I'm panning. Them man there, John, what's his name? Fuck, they're gonna roast me in the comments. Who died? Them man there. John Lennon. John Lennon got assassinated. Fucking.
A lot of people got assassinated, man. That's what we talk about that one.
Yeah, he was basically because he's now in a. You could say he's in a comfort zone now, isn't it? Yeah. But he's satisfied with it.
Yeah, it's like based on his stage of life, isn't it? Yeah, he's already conquered. Yeah, you know, you have to kind of conquer and then you have to kind of settle down. Mm-hmm. And that's what we were told. I don't know if that's something that I want to do necessarily because I haven't figured out yet. I'm not there.
Right. Yeah. Maybe. I think that's a good point though. And it kind of links back to what you were saying that you have to be a cool kid or whatever in this era and you have to risk shit and be an entrepreneur to what. I think that's bullshit, bro. Because outside, if you're always seeking fucking
external validation,
from outside, and you're doing it simply for that. If you're doing it for a genuine reason, you generally have this driving force in you that wants to do that. Fucking do your thing, innit?
Yeah, and otherwise you're never gonna be satisfied. That's just gonna be a continuous chase.
It's sad, innit? But most people will pursue that in course of satisfaction, innit? So, that's just the day and age we live in, unfortunately, where we promote that, bro. But it's a bit mad still.
Madness, man.
In a world where World War III is happening and these men can literally TikTok themselves doing up the dance moves and whatnot.
Okay, man. Only in this time can our whole country be cancelled, you know.
All because of one man, imagine.
You know what, all of you, get up.
I'm weak.
Just turn against them, bro. You'll get assassinated next. It'll be the next assassination, bro.
I think the better question is which Igbo are we talking about? Because both are. I'm not trying to get licked by one of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. The one with the less nukes, isn't it?
It's basically.
Alright, so with this external validation thing, can you come up with an example in your head that you chased external validation and then you realized that was just stupid?
Yeah,
it can be basic, it can be deep.
When you're a kid, you do it all the time, innit?
Yeah,
why did you fucking be loud and fucking bully man at school and shit?
Yeah, not for attention, innit?
For because her
attention or
whatever. But say you were there in school now, as a student, obviously you're not gonna relate to the kids around you, innit?
Yeah.
Because it's different. But when you're young, you don't know shit. You just wanna be the biggest geezer there, innit?
Yeah.
The most popular or whatever. Yeah. It's funny, innit? It's a funny world.
And the thing is that teachers get into that profession so that they can change kids and make them better and stuff like that.
Bro, the job of a teacher is so.
It actually sucks, you know.
It sucks, man.
My mom's a teacher as well, innit?
All of my friends that are actually teachers, shout out to you lot because you lot are proper solid soldiers, man.
How many friends do you have that are teachers?
About a good 20 of them actually.
20?
How many of them are girls?
Huh?
How many of them are girls?
I can't even lie to you, about 16 of them still.
Really? Yeah. Are they all different ages or are they?
Actually no, roughly about the same ages actually.
Do you know it's like a trend in their motivations to do?
I think it's for me. I think the one thing that I know, the trend that I noticed around them particularly is that they have pretty much a natural sort of like caring instincts that they want to like probably pursue, but without wanting to. Either feeling the pressure from wanting to or the need to have kids. I should rather say.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting though.
Because majority, some of them like do want kids.
I don't want to pick that apart. Yeah, carry on.
No, some of them want to have kids, but some don't. But they still have that
on
motherly.
Camera as well, come on.
But they have but they still have that like caring nature that they want to still give.
Yeah.
But obviously without like committing to something emotionally that's external, like possibly, you know.
You feel like that's lazy? You feel like that's lazy?
No, I think that's actually quite productive, really.
No, but do you feel like it could be perceived as lazy? I'm not saying I think it's lazy.
Oh, as in like being.
It's unselfish if anything, bro. That's what I feel like, because you're bro. You don't never know kids' living situation, innit? Especially when they're young and they're all the same. Like they're all happy. They're all. But like they could have mad different like home lives in it. So that's what I was saying. As a teacher, the job is so like crazy, like multifaceted. Because like children learn off everything in it. It's crazy the amount of stuff. Like I do have one friend that's a teacher in it.
Yeah.
But not in the UK in it, because UK teachers are underpaid, overworked.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him for believing him.
Bro, it's when you can get paid the same, like double in another country.
It's a piss take.
That is kind of worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like the selflessness that you feel as a teacher when you're getting paid properly is cool.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're not getting paid enough, and your initial motivation was to like change kids' lives and make them better, then when you get demotivated, you take it out on the kids. Because you're overworked and underpaid.
Depends on the person, but yeah.
But like let's speak generally, right?
Yeah.
Like generally speaking, like some people could perceive teachers as lazy and they've given up because of how much they're getting paid.
Yeah. But then that's the thing. Yeah, but then that's the thing though. That narrative is quite different, especially in the UK. Like teachers get paid underwhelmingly. Like
shit amount.
Bro, one of my friends like showed me her fucking paycheck from I think it was the last year or whatever, when she was working with a particular agency. Yeah. Fam, I looked at the paycheck and I went, how the fuck did you survive that month? No, big man thing. How the fuck did you survive that month and pay rent? Wow.
It's true, fam. It's true. Yeah. And it's the importance that the country places on people that are educating the next generation. And it's the same with essential workers, nurses, doctors, all of that type of shit. Like, how do you expect to have a good country and a sustainable foundation in the country?
A growing economy. How do you expect that shit?
And it's the same thing with I don't know if you heard about this, but they recently, what did they do? They're trying to abolish the English literature degree. A degree. And let's look at that for a second. Let's examine.
Let's turn our attention.
Wait.
Bro, you know why?
A degree.
Malik, you know why? They're saying that the students that did it, there's not a high enough employment rate 6 months after graduation, and they're getting rid of the degree in all universities. This is what I've heard, innit? And you're right to make that face. And let's explain to him why.
To me, that makes sense though. Doesn't that
Alright, this is gonna be interesting.
The name of the country is literally the name of the fucking subject. Why are you getting rid of this? This makes no sense.
Why are they teaching
No. Someone make the math make sense. The math is not mathing.
Why are they teaching it?
No, that's the
What practical skills do they give you?
Go on.
England, English.
What practical skills do they give you?
I will discuss this. Go on.
You need to have English in order to do the other subject. So why are you teaching English as another subject? Is my point.
Okay, but you wanna?
This is coming from someone who's done English language and for A levels.
You did English language
for A levels, yeah.
For A levels, alright.
Yeah, not for not for my degree. That's stupid. But it's stupid.
Fair enough.
It's stupid. Like I know a few people who do biochemistry and all of that stuff. They go into marketing, bro.
Right.
I feel like anyone gets.
Yeah, but that's not.
But that's the point, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but to be honest, that's.
It's like it's easier to get a job in marketing, so people go to where the jobs are.
Yeah, but to be honest, that's more or less.
Anyways, back to the English lit.
It is.
Sorry.
That's true.
Did you want to say? Bro, I just think it's hella interesting.
Yeah.
The downward decline of this country, because if you think about it, how does one understand like the meaning of language? You study English, okay, and do you study in GCSEs and that? No, like fucking I did it English at GCSE. I got A stars and that shit. I didn't even show up, bro. Just because, you know why? Just because I liked reading as a kid.
That's
I liked reading.
That's what it is. It's just muscle memory, isn't it?
It is, but then once you get into like, I feel like, because I know people that studied English literature, and once you get into it as a degree, you study it much more as a science, and then you get to realize how these politicians talk, how the most powerful people in the world talk, and obviously it affects how you think, in whether you like to think about it or not, like English and your language and what you read and everything you perceive, it has an effect on how you think. So once you take away that from a population, it's mad, because it's like stripping a population of its ability to think critically.
But are you saying they've just taken away the degree, or are you saying they've taken away the subject as a whole?
Good point. I don't know.
If it's the degree, then it's very different, I think.
I think it's just the degree.
But even so, as a degree, you learn certain key skills that you need to like critically think, and the fact that they're trying to take that away as a degree, like
just because you ain't contributing to the economy in your next 6 months, like what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a business, isn't it?
What is uni? Yeah, true. Very true. Very
Part
true.
of it is true to an extent, but at the end of the day, that university is also a foundation to the building blocks of society as a whole.
Which comes first, though?
That's not your battle either. Do you know what I mean? But that's the uni's battle, and their battle is to make profit.
Not necessarily, because the uni is a public sector in of itself, meaning that it belongs to the public, i.e. we do have the choice to make a point.
So do you care about English literature and language?
Yeah, I kind of do, because I'm like, I actually want to hear someone's genuine thoughts and opinions.
So why do you do it?
I can't lie to you. Listen, because all these people are anti.
So what I'm saying is you're fighting like
no. I'm fighting the right to basically be able to study it.
Yeah, I mean, I get your guys' points obviously. I'm just being a dick, innit? But
no, I feel it.
Yeah.
No, I'm mad guy, you know.
Yeah, I feel it, definitely. It's true though what you're saying, because once these institutions like healthcare and education gets treated as businesses, once you put money into anything, you inherently corrupt it, and that's what I feel like. Anyway, you're just gonna strip things away from it, like the NHS, like like that. So once you run all these things as a business, it's gonna happen. Like they're only interested in making money. So.
And that's why nowadays people are waking up early in the morning to find out, oh shit, their trains are fucking cancelled.
What's the link there? Explain the link.
Alright, well, obviously, fair enough. If you're not gonna pay your workers, if you're not gonna pay your workers properly,
running it as a business.
If you're gonna if you're just gonna completely run it as just a full blown business and not take into account that it's not just a business, you're working with other people essentially, and people have needs as wants and goals that they're gonna need to be met.
Essential workers.
Yeah, i.e. essential workers.
Literally.
So the fact that
people shit on essential workers as well.
Yeah.
And not like people like socialists and shit. I'm talking about people like their employers.
Yeah, because these are mainly like fucking rich middle class dickheads.
That's the thing, man. That's the crazy thing, bro.
But as you said, it's like corruption, isn't it? Like the biggest restaurants, fast food places, they're all like unhealthy as fuck. The reason why is so they make profit. Because the cheapest way to produce
unhealthy food. Do you think they make profit because they're unhealthy, or do you think?
No, I don't think. I don't think it's
nice.
Yeah, exactly. But like it's preservatives and all of that shit.
That's crazy. I was having this conversation today. That's so crazy. How humans like the things that are worse for them. Like that's definitely.
It all goes to your delayed gratification thing, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why we're living in.
If you delay it, you get more rewards. No one wants to delay it anymore, so people get less rewards, and then they get into all of these systems, and then they do an English degree, and then they don't get a job, and then it's people.
Wait. What do you mean? Explain that. I don't understand.
You know what I mean? Like if you're someone who doesn't delay your gratification, then that inherently means that you're not going to get anywhere in most facets in life. Because in order to reap rewards, you have to do the groundwork, and people don't do the groundwork if they want instant gratification.
People don't do the groundwork.
And like that's the most basic form of advice, but everyone has that advice because everyone has that scar. Okay. Because in some way, shape or form, they wanted instant gratification, they got the instant gratification, they felt shit about it afterwards. Just like when you're having a wank. When you're having a wank, you feel like shit afterwards, but you're like, why did I do this?
That's you, though.
You know, I don't wank, personally. It's haram.
That's you, though. I'll be real. No, it is, but I'll be real. Cause
it's actually haram stuff.
Yeah, no, it is.
So all of it? No, I'm joking.
Not to harp on about this English literature thing, though, but you did say that, instant gratification would mean that you pursue an English degree. I think.
No, I made the connection to be a dick as well. Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, man. No, you know what I realized? If you don't play devil's advocate, you don't get good shit out of conversations. Because then it just becomes like a socialist left party where everyone's kind of agreeing because they're trying to be moral. They're trying to take a moral high ground.
Really?
Are
you not a socialist?
Don't you think that? I'm not saying anything.
He's right.
Are you?
I'm not political.
What's your?
I'm not political at all. I'm not political at all.
Then,
I'm in the middle. Yeah, I'm not political at all.
What is the middle nowadays? I don't even know.
I don't even go into politics like that personally, so I can't answer that.
Politics.
What about you though?
I'm trying to put me down.
What about you? You're not really political, are you?
Yourself like.
Listen, I cut this bit out, but I mean,
anything that gets me red flagged on Twitter, fam, take it out.
What do you think?
Basically.
Nah, I mean, I'm pretty much like in the center. Like, I see points from each side, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's where I'm at, innit?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the far right and the far left, they're almost the same.
Yeah.
It's a circle,
the same people,
and they're almost the same people. So it makes people in the center feel that they should be this way or that. But you're right, bro. Like you shouldn't feel like, far leftists do make you do anything, or far right people do anything. Like it's definitely, I agree with that.
Because I feel like if you're on one side or the other, then it's based on where you're at in life, not what you actually believe. What do you think about that?
Interesting.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but what if you somewhat resonated with it genuinely? Like
I feel like you do when your position in life changes.
Not necessarily.
I feel like you change your mind as soon as the position in life changes. I feel like now, let's say the podcast isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? For example, let me just make this point.
Yeah.
Let's say the podcast isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're just doing this for fun. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we're doing this for fun. It's all about networking, blah blah blah. The second I make bread from this podcast, it's not about that anymore. My stance on it has changed. Yeah, it's about monetizing. It's about building it, making a business, blah blah blah. I want to do both, obviously, inherently.
Okay.
I'm from both sides. I obviously want to make money from this. Why would I be doing it? Right?
I wouldn't say
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that for politics though, because I wouldn't say it's people are one way because of where they are.
Yeah.
It's all just about their perception they have of something, isn't it?
Of life, really.
Yeah, it's literally their life perception.
Yeah, but like take the US for example,
Yeah.
Like people vote based on what tax breaks they're gonna get.
Right.
For example.
Right.
All the time.
That could sway you one way or the other. So don't you think that your position in life could sway?
I think that's the difference, bro. Like you're living in a capitalist world, and obviously you're gonna. That's just what it is right now, and you can't be a socialist, or you can't be whatever kind of socialist kind of.
You have to be a chameleon, though.
To be, and you can't live by yourself like that. You'd starve and you would die. Like so, you have to take that stance in it, and you have to vote money.
Exactly.
But by force. But like. Would you still be like that if, and it's very hard to talk like this, but if the world wasn't governed by these laws and that kind of, you know what I mean, like prioritize money over everything else. It's an interesting thought, but obviously we live in a system, that's how it works, you know, like that, so I don't even know.
No, I get what you're saying. I think, to be honest...
That's why people don't talk about the political views.
I think, because I feel like everyone takes it so personally, but I feel like, to be honest, as long as you have an open mind, you can quite openly talk about politics. Like, I know that with some people, they can't really talk about it because depending on what part of where in life you are, your politics might actually affect you, depending on what your opinions are. Like for instance, if you're a person of color, and you're in a predominantly I would say alt-right, middle class environment, you're pretty much the only person the majority there is all white. Anyone with a tapped side doesn't really want to talk about politics.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
I just personally think anyone with a tapped side, like if you have like some serious amoral issues, then the majority of the time they usually don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's be real. Your politics usually reflect your morality.
Right.
What are you thinking?
But I feel like all the time. I feel like that's true. And if someone, but I feel like also just people, not just people in general, just don't like to talk about it because they don't like the idea of any controversy or confrontation. Not saying that they have extremist views, because I feel like even someone who would people would presume is like has very, good political views or something, or like reasonable views. I feel like they would still not want to talk about it just because of the fact that they don't want to. They just don't want that confrontation.
Definitely, it's always the people with the most confrontational takes on politics that want to talk about it and like to have an argument. Sometimes I feel like the people with the most kind of balanced views don't really like want to talk about it because they know people get so riled up about it. Like it's mad. And
Can we talk about your like what you do?
No, we're talking about politics.
We're talking about politics today.
We said this
We
said this was gonna happen, bro. Like, man, normally you come, bro. I'm just flipping, cooking in this kitchen, whatever, and we spend hours talking about shit, bro.
And these times, more time enough. Like, if I'm high, the conversation will go longer.
More time, bro. More time, but like, it's interesting because I don't know about you, but not a lot of people like. I don't want to say this sound old and shit, but talk to each other anymore and that. Not talk to each other, but like.
But you know why it's kind of drowned out? Like not many people talk to each other. It's because like it's a real issue that's happening and it's continuously happening, so it's getting worse. So over like the last 20 years or so, it's got progressively worse. People become more antisocial.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's why like what you're saying, you feel cringy saying it because you know how many times people have said the same shit. But the truth is, we all feel it. So don't feel cringy.
I don't feel cringe saying anything.
Good.
No, I wouldn't even say it's anything.
But you gave a caveats though, you know what I mean? And people give caveats because they feel like it's.
Okay, yeah. It's just a case of, bro, don't you think people are boring these days, man?
Yes,
of course, man.
Because they don't have any controversial takes and we need that shit.
No, I know about that.
We do, we need it.
Was the viral moment. People don't even, like, it's not even that. I would say I don't really have controversial takes, but I wouldn't, like, even people with controversial takes these days are boring, bro. Like, I feel like they had their flipping experiences, or they had their ideas just fed to them, and they just fuck with it.
Echo chambers, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Not even to sound like on a fucking snooty one, but like
snooty one. That's a Birmingham term. You don't know that.
It's up for them brown boys.
I get it though.
No, what's this thing? I want to use that stuff. I'm going to Birmingham in the weekend, innit? So I'm going to use it.
It's just boring these days, fam. Yeah. All they want to fucking talk about is fucking TikTok and...
TikTok. Let's talk about TikTok.
Love Island.
Let's talk about TikTok.
Love Island, please don't talk to me about Love Island. Like, I don't want to do this shit.
No.
I did that shit 3 years ago when I had a girlfriend. Now I'm just like, why not watch it?
Alright, let me play devil's avocado now. What do you think about like Love Island and shit? Because let's be honest, when it's on, there's like it floods everything in it, Twitter, everything, and it's like it determines a lot of trends that go on in like not relationships, but like between people for a long time.
Between gender roles and that.
Kind of, but it's interesting to watch, like because like of the amount of shit you see in it, just because people really do feel like that, like what's being acted out.
Yeah, 100%.
Screen and that. It's funny, like it's funny. Like, and it's entertaining and shit.
But that's why people say they're stupid, because like essentially Love Island is like life at its rawest form, innit?
Not really,
well, not raw, because obviously it's scripted a little bit.
Rawest form would be if the island had no water. They had to fight. Lord of the Flies. Shit.
You know, but like it's like, you know, them at their stupidest. It's like life at its stupidest.
It's
don't you think?
I mean, I've never watched it, but like from what I've seen of it, like I guess it's it seems like an exaggerated reality.
I take back my point. I agree with yours. Yeah.
Probably that takes. So definitely
Continue though.
Continue.
Yeah, expand on your point. What the fuck?
You don't need to expand.
What the fuck is that all about?
Point, man.
I made my point. I'm gonna lie in it.
Because like, let's be honest, like, and this is actually, I'm gonna like, me and Malik will talk about album concept, innit? Like the idea of like a relationship, not relationship, but like emotional maturity between men and women, innit? It's hard to combine nowadays, isn't it? Like sometimes.
Don't even get me started.
We'll be here all day. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see it kind of on screen, isn't it? Because you do see that shit on screen, bro. Man, them around mature that be on Love Island. I see half the shit these girls do to them. I'll be like, yo, I wouldn't have that. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, but then they're mature and they kind of get through it, and then you see them 6 months later, they're still together and shit. Like it's funny, isn't it? It's funny.
But then also like there's a prize at the end of it, right? So they kind of like manufacture their shit.
That's
and
okay.
So
is there a prize? Do they get money at the end of it?
I think it's like 10,000 or something. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's money, like a lot of it, and obviously brand deals. Like,
that's the thing. I thought they were doing it for.
And they're all doing it for that because they're all trying to get their social profile up. Because getting your social profile up means that you have an audience. An audience means that you have someone to sell it to.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's how I fuck with that, man. Like, why not?
Yeah, and that's what you should do. Like, do your thing, innit?
Why not, bro?
And like the ridicule, like technically speaking, if we're being objective, the ridicule isn't that much because it fades after a year. So they're practicing delayed gratification.
Actually, less than that, to be honest.
Do you think they fade? Most of them fade, like after.
Some actually, majority of them fade. Majority of them fade, but the ones that are like really deep, like I think I can't even remember. I think it was like last year's or the year before's season of Love Island or whatever. Basically some girl or whatever like got some hickey bogger antics would happen because of the fact that she was black in it, and she was the only black woman there. And she never got selected or some shit. I think that was it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah.
That stuff like that in particular is never gonna leave. It isn't. The fact.
Do you think they're supposed to represent the UK in it, like when they're on there, like because it's all white people on there? It used to be all white people on there.
It used to be. Now they've obviously like they have a diversity quota. You know, they have to hit certain numbers and that.
Is that what you're talking about? Or I misunderstood what you're talking about?
I mean,
in a way.
In a way, yes, but also no.
Explain, no.
I mean, I mean in the sense of like, I don't know. Personally, for me, I don't think Love Island is any particular special show really, because it's basically just watching a bunch of fucking people in their early 20s who've barely just experienced any aspect of life, or not early 20s. People in their like late 20s or whatever, trying to hold on to glory days.
That's
essentially,
a good take.
Essentially, just like
it is
exacerbating on TV.
Is perfect, yeah.
Nah, it is, and it's like news entertainment.
Yeah,
it's escapism, innit?
No, it's escapism, and as long as your form of escapism isn't harming others or causing.
It's like
do your thing.
It's like something to lose yourself to.
Didn't one of them kill themselves or something like that? I've got it again. The amount of flies I'm catching in this room.
Man like Miyagi, you know.
I swear, didn't the presenter kill herself or something like that?
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh yeah, the presenter did, yeah. I forgot her name, man.
Caroline Flack,
yeah.
Oh shit.
Don't ask me how I remember that.
How do you remember that?
I don't know how I remember.
You must have been watching it there, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Why are you trying to hide the fact that you watched it?
Love Island.
On a proper one though,
Number one.
May her soul rest in peace, yeah.
Huh?
On a proper one, may her soul rest in peace, yeah.
Yeah, on a proper one.
Show some respect for fucking
yeah. Show some respect. Why do you have to make it so deep? You're having a nice conversation.
It's not even that, fam. You gotta respect.
Talking about, soft topics like politics and shit.
You can't talk.
Now what, bro?
It's not you can't just talk about the deceased without giving us a little bit of respect.
Yeah, fuck with that.
You can give respect in your head.
It's true.
We don't give respect here.
What was shed though?
Huh?
Yeah, so before, like, you know how you were saying people are bare complex and shit?
Shut up, man.
Fair
You don't give respect to it. You don't give respect. You don't give respect.
You don't give respect. That's what you gotta do sometimes. You know what? That's what I'm saying. You gotta pay dough for some avocados, bro. That's what I'm saying. You have to. Because otherwise, what are you gonna do, bro?
But yeah, you were saying?
I don't even fucking know, you know. Can't lie, that fight threw me off.
Respect.
Oh no, people on they're too afraid to put themselves in an opposing viewpoint.
Yeah,
I think a lot now.
They play it safe.
Yeah, they play it safe. Everyone plays it safe, and that's why people are boring. I think.
Yeah, everyone's playing it safe. Everyone's in that show. Isn't it?
Unless you're like one of these controversial people who just like to like shout, and they just want attention. They're like the bullies in school, but like.
But that's just an extreme, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, that person's out of their. You could say they're out of their shell, but they're not. It's not productive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's just chaos, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like noise.
Watch that be us in it when this podcast fails in it. We'll just be shouting at people.
Bro, you know the uncles that I was talking about? I was describing us in 10 years' time.
Bro, listen, this is what we do, right? Listen, if that ever happens, right? We'll buy a fedora, buy a polo shirt, we'll just sit outside cafes, just looking at people walk past and just like shouting at them, innit?
And a bucket hat, then we'll get chased by the police.
Why?
I was trying to find a connection, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But yeah, don't you feel like people just play it safe?
Everyone plays it safe.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean?
What do you think I mean by the question?
I don't know. Well, to be honest, I don't know that many people playing it safe. Like,
but that's because of who you decided to be around.
So
but obviously, in order to put yourself around people who don't play it safe, you would have to understand what people who are playing it safe look like, and then go away from that.
Do you know what it is though, bro? It's a lot more complex than that. I feel like...
Is it?
Because, way more complex. Why? Because I feel like there's no... Like, what do you call playing safe? Having a 9 to 5? Is that playing
No, not like that. I'm talking about like, just in day-to-day conversations. Like, they try and not piss people off. Don't you feel like you have wide percentage of people who do that nowadays?
Some people are pleasers though. Like, why piss someone off when you can, when you just want to have a nice conversation, and then when they're like, well, like not everyone's like, I'm gonna piss someone off. Like,
I'll be real. There's some wicked people in this world, fam.
Yeah, well, no doubt about that. But I don't think playing it, most people play it safe. Nah, not really.
Felt like risking it. Was I like to call it bareback in life?
Oh, hey, I like that phrase.
That's hard.
That's a good phrase.
Why did I say that?
Shitu 22. Come with Harvard referencing in that in the book of Krug.
Is that your book as well?
Come on,
did you illustrate that?
About book, because it's my encyclopedia of life.
Yeah, most people have a black book. You just have what?
Book of Krug, man.
I've got encyclopedia.
Yeah. How do you get into music?
How did I get into music?
Yeah, because I would imagine, like, I don't know, this is just my perception of Birmingham, right? But I would imagine that there isn't as many opportunities and stuff over here, which is maybe why you came, but like...
In terms of in relation to London?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, definitely not.
I know it was wider than music, obviously. Like, you wanted to come to London for connections, etc., but...
Nah, but all of that is for music, though.
Okay, carry on.
Like, I don't think, like, for me, yeah, Malik probably knows, like, I should talk about it most, like, days, just about, like, that's all, like, I really think about, and that. But so everything I do is in relation to that, and it's for that.
Yeah,
in a way.
Fuck with that stuff.
Like, that's it, really. Like, I don't really have much, I don't really do much else. Get me? And, but yeah, you're right, bro. Brom's sick, I love that city to death. My city, innit? But, like, it don't, man them innit? And they're gonna have that kind of mindset, you get me? Sometimes you gotta go other places and kind of bring the gold back with you, and that's what I'm gonna do, innit?
And gold could be wisdom as well, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be...
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, if it's piece, it helps, innit?
Nah, you're right. Do you find that, though? Did you notice that growing up in London? That, like, yo... Because I always wondered what you thought about other cities outside London. What did you think?
I don't know, man. Like, you just kind of... You're told when you're younger that, you know, you have a big opportunity because you're in London from your family and stuff like that. Especially if they've come over from different countries themselves, right? Yeah. And we know it's like the biggest city in England for like opportunities, for the mix of culture, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Maybe me and CJ didn't see that until like after high school and that.
Yeah.
Because like we were just around white people. most of the time, which is not a bad thing. Like I'm not saying that like that. Like most of my friends are white, I swear. But
I mean, connections are connections, isn't it?
But yeah, we kind of know that if we were to just be fearless, 100%, then we can make all of the connections we need to do whatever path of success we wanted to. Okay. Right? But after a while, like living here, you kind of get like bored of the same scenario, and I feel like in everyone's life you kind of need to branch out to at least different cities to try and understand like how the world actually functions around, right. Not just your like inner circle of people that you see day to day.
Yeah, you know, your perspective, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, because your perspective is blunted in one city.
Yeah.
Because you think that the world is that, and it's not.
Yeah, especially if you live in London, because I feel like it's especially like you mentioned, if your parents are moved from one country to another, one country to here.
Yeah.
Then you obviously get taught that basically like, oh right, like London's pretty much your main focus. Everywhere else is irrelevant.
Yeah, and you know how like I don't know about you guys. Well, you live in London now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of you, yeah? I don't know about all of you guys, yeah? But don't you kind of feel more open to the idea of moving out now from London now that, you know, the situation's changed, right? So now what we need to do is we need to find a place with cheaper living.
You lot should have, but I don't understand why you lot still here, bro. Like, or everyone I know from London has either gone up north, gone somewhere else.
But what are we going to lose? You know, it's the cost. It's why people are staying. Why people are delaying.
Yeah. It does depend what you know what I mean? Right? Yeah.
Like you're here because like okay, cool. I need to be here so I can network.
No, yeah. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny saying
because you wouldn't invest in a house, for example.
You know, I didn't know what network meant until like a year ago. Like people would be like, "Yo, go to this event and network." I'd be like, "What's networking? What is that?"
Yeah.
But like, it just means talking to people, bro.
Really. Why are we using fancy words for?
Not even. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be all this and that. But like,
no, but it's true though, bro.
People often be like, "I've got to go here. I've got to make connections. I've got to network. I've got." Really, bro. If you just go places you're interested in and talk to people, people will fuck with you. Like, and that's
exactly, man.
It's weird. You just gotta be open, innit?
Yeah.
You go move with an open mind, and once you move with an open mind, like, what are you gonna get fazed about? Because that's the only time where you kind of break ties or you can't make a friendship happen is if you get pissed off. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Or you piss someone else off.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Emotions.
Apart from that, it's easy to network, innit?
See, the thing about that, though,
but some people obviously make it hard.
Artistic people don't really like to network. Like,
yeah, because you know what it is, the majority of the time we're all just pretty much introverted as fuck.
Yeah, for real, it's true, bro.
Do you feel like, I don't know why I'm going to take it here, but do you feel like extrovert and introvert are even a thing?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the essence of language, isn't it?
Yeah. No, but like, do you feel like you can assign yourself...
This guy trying to sound deep, innit?
No, but I don't know, man. I have a lot of thoughts in it. I like to dig into some of them once in a while, innit?
Go on.
But yeah, no, it's like me personally. So I'm speaking from personal experience now, innit? So I can say whatever I want. You see how I just changed it? Anyways, so yeah, like I started off as an introvert, like a heavy introvert, bro. I didn't want to talk to anyone. Like he knew me in school, so he can attest to this. Like when I was in like year 7, I didn't speak to anyone. When I was in year 8, I didn't speak to anyone. When I was in year 9, I started speaking to people. When I was in year 10, I started speaking to more people. And then I did a door-to-door thing for a year, became an extrovert.
Okay.
Like I fell into it.
You do, so the kind of...
So what I do believe that as a default human being, you are one or the other.
Yeah.
But that's based on your environment. That's based on how you were spoken to as a kid. That's based on the messages that you take in, right? Like he was saying, everything kind of creeps in. The music that you listen to creeps into your mentality, right?
Yeah, it's a fucked up one there. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like in this day and age, we love to label shit like you're either this or that. Or
that's kind of what I'm getting at, yeah. Because I obviously hate labels and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it just restricts people from
people
exploring.
Like people
you know?
will be people. and they'll do shit against the grain and then do it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I feel. So, what did you do? Door-to-door sales then? Like,
yeah.
What did you sell?
I did gas and electric, standard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you sell many?
Yeah, no, I was pretty good at it. I was doing it for 7 months, and it's commission only. So if I was doing it for 7 months, then it must have been alright-ish. Yeah. It was still like hard to sort of have any benefit in some weeks. Right. So we weren't allowed to do like news agencies and all of that, but I signed up with a boss man, innit? Because
Love that.
Yeah, it was a good time. I feel like I've kind of gone back from that time a little bit in terms of confidence.
Yeah.
Because, when you're doing it every single day and you're talking to people who literally tell you to fuck off at the door.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I'm not even joking. Like,
you wouldn't know any of some boy come to you and go,
some people come to my door right now. Some people come to my door, I tell them to fuck off. You know what I mean?
I'll be real.
And I did it.
I'll be even real. Some of them are even, if they're Jehovah's Witnesses, I'll be real. Majority of the time, I just lie and be like, big man, I'm Rastafari and fuck off.
Yeah.
And I have the dreads to prove it.
Yeah. I guess my point is you can kind of like channel whatever you want to be, whether it's extroverted or introverted, isn't it?
Yeah, you can adopt elements of it.
What do you think about that? Like, do you have any examples?
I don't know.
Since this is kind of your episode and we're kind of just...
It's my episode. I'm referring to Malik.
Found a friend in that. Come on.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like those are skills that you learn as someone who's either extroverted or introverted. Yeah. Like, for instance, you can either be like I know many people who are quite introverted but know how to like make friends and obviously communicate, banter about this and that. But those are skills that were taught over time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of like whatever particular situation they were in, whether it be like, I don't know, for instance, a job where they're customer facing, or I don't know, they were the head schoolboy or some shit. I don't know.
It is a human trait.
Yeah,
like, you do need it because you needed it to survive once upon a time.
Plus, as well, like the main question is, what if you do, like you mentioned as well, you said that you do believe that there is a default setting, regardless of who you are. Well, in that case, if that's just the default setting, then isn't the customized features then just add-ons?
Yeah.
So then it's the main setting then.
Yeah, and you set up your add-ons yourself.
Exactly.
Based on what you step into.
Yeah, like you can.
And what you do based on what you step into.
In fact, there's even one person I know at work. He's actually quite extroverted, but he's recently now been learning a lot about introverted traits to like help himself like
balance out.
Yeah.
Like that.
Equilibrium in that.
Yeah.
It's true because
like on top of
that's crazy.
I turn around and show them.
This one.
Equilibrium.
I read for French, but there's gonna be more. So just shop it.
It's gonna be in French, for all them fancy girls.
That is true what you're saying though, because most, like, just an example is like most comedians are extroverted on stage, and they often have problems off stage, and like introverted problems and shit. So it's important to have that balance in it. But then again, we don't make podcasts about people that are balanced in it. We don't make movies about people that are balanced. It's a funny world, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
It's a juxtaposing one.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. But like, I suppose it's all about what you want, innit?
That's what I'm saying. Some people turn into extremists so that they can get the shine that they wanted, isn't it? The whole life.
You can't manufacture. You can't manufacture.
Isn't it true? Do you disagree? Do you disagree?
No, I mean you got a point in the part, you know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make points. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today.
Let's just talk.
So when's your next album coming up?
I'm trying not to be. I've been the least like advertising myself ever. I've just been having a chat. But flipping, my next EP should be. So I'm shooting a video this weekend. My next EP should be coming in like a month's time. Yeah. In fact, no, a month's time from now. So that should be wrapped up.
This will be out.
Look out for
way
me.
after that.
End of this month, and I got a video.
What's it called? Do you know what it's called?
It's called. It should be either called Made in Brum.
Yeah.
Or another title, but I think we're gonna go Made in Brum. But Kiss Bang Bang video out soon, very soon. Yeah. So then follow man on Insta and look out for man, bro. big things this year.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, that's the end of this episode of Kilimanjaro podcast. I'm not even in half the episode, so enjoy not seeing my face. I'm sure you will.
Enjoy seeing half of my head.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
Why are you standing like all high and mighty and shit above everyone else?
Man like King Malik, you know.
You say you're better than everyone else?
Sorry, no.
The man who talks about moral high ground.
Sorry, no, not King.
Man, that's
sorry,
crazy.
No, not King, Emperor.
Emperor.
Is that your pronouns?
Huh?
Let's